why my little party's just beginning.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. So, this is a tag video. I haven't done a tag video in ages actually. So really I've had lots to put up on the channel, some book reviews, some end of year stuff about favourite reads and stuff, and things like the Twilight Zone stuff and all sorts of things like that have been on the channel. So there has been some gaps in my tag videos. So I do really appreciate being tagged. I haven't actually created a tag for a while. But anyway, I do appreciate being tagged. So thank you. If there's something that I haven't done yet that I've been tagged in, then I don't mind being nudged and say, oi, I tagged you in this video, where are you? But in the meantime, this is a really nice tag called New Year, New Me tag. And it was created by Kevin at Kevin Towel 9665. A really awesome channel actually that I discovered because of this tag. And he's got some great videos. And I was tagged by Pat from Book Chat with Pat, but I was also tagged by James from Quaint and Curious Volumes. So I appreciate the tags. And this is a really nice set of prompts when we talk about what we want to do for this year. So I've got the prompts up on the screen because they're quite long prompts, and I've got a couple of books to sort of illustrate what I'm talking about. So the first prompt is fears. What is one book from your 2025 reading goals that scares you? Okay. Yeah. God and Anatomy by Francesca Stavrakopoulou. I don't know how to say her surname, but God and Anatomy. I put this on the new book club I'm starting this year. So I don't know whether it will be a success. If it's a success, I'll do it next year as well. But I don't know. I'm kind of forcing myself to read some books through this book club, and this is one I'm forcing myself to read. I was really excited by it at first, and now I feel a little bit intimidated by it. So I'll just read you what it says on the back. It's an astonishing and revelatory history that presents God as he was originally envisioned by ancient worshippers, with a distinctly male body, superhuman powers and earthly passions. Drawing on her academic expertise and close examination of the Bible, Francesca Stavrakopoulou gives us a vivid portrait of a very human-shaped deity, a product of a particular society at a particular time, made in the image of the people who lived then, shaped by their own circumstances and experiences of the world. This is a God of stunning surprise and complexity. Whether we are believers or not, this fleshy, uncensored God has shaped our concept of life and death, our assumptions about sex and gender, even our perception of what it is to be a person. So I found this out on a channel that was doing a video about groundbreaking books in their past that helped them to lose their religion and become an atheist. So that kind of intrigued me, so I got this for that reason. And I've seen another person put up a video of books that restored their faith or reinforced their faith. So it looks like you can take this book in lots of different ways. So anyway, that's the one that scares me a bit. I'm really hoping it was a good idea to put it on the book club. It's the sort of thing I do like reading, but I haven't read something like this for quite a long time, and I am interested, but I hope I did the right thing by putting it in the book club. But anyway, that's the first question. The second question, patience. What is the one book on your 2025 reading goals that you want to start immediately? Okay, this is one I really want to start, but we're already getting into February and I haven't started it yet. And February, I want to dedicate mostly to fantasy. So it might even be March when I get to it, but I really can't wait. And that's Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I'm really, really looking forward to this. It sounds like a fantastic plot, and he's such a good writer. I've loved every book I've read by him. I'll just tell you a little bit about this. Meet Charles, the latest in robot servant technology. Programmed to undertake the most menial household chores, Charles is loyal, efficient, and logical to a fault. That is, until a rather large fault causes him to murder his owner. Understandably perplexed, Charles finds himself without a master, and therefore worthless in a society utterly reliant on artificial labour and services. Fleeing the household, he enters a wider world he never knew existed. Here, an age-old human hierarchy is disintegrating into ruins, and an entire robot ecosystem devoted to its well-being is struggling to find a purpose. Charles must face new challenges, illogical tasks, and a cast of irrational characters. He's about to discover that sometimes all it takes is a nudge to overcome the limits of your programming. But can he help fix the world, or is it too badly broken? It just sounds amazing. And he's such a good writer, I'm sure he's going to pull it off. But yeah, sounds like something that really will be awesome. So yeah, I'm probably going to read that in March. So if anyone wants to read that with me, Dave, I'm talking to you. Anyway, that's the second prompt. The third prompt, growth. What book last year pushed you to reflect and or grow as a reader? Okay, so my choice for that one, I'll just move to here so I can put the cover up because I haven't got it out. And that's A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. So the reason why it helped me to grow as a reader is that I had read a small part of it, literally like a few pages when I was a lot younger, and I just put it down, thought, I ain't reading that. And then I think that you have to read it in a certain way, and I think it was good to read something differently and to take a different approach to reading it. I don't think I could have got through it if I didn't read it with this approach, because the language is so odd. But I said on one of the live streams by Gemma of Gem of Books, she was talking to Jack from Spread Book Joy. I think it was the two of them. I think they were doing a live stream, and I said, with A Clockwork Orange, I think you should read it as if you're listening to jazz. So the way that you listen to jazz as a music lover is different to how you listen to anything else, probably. This is the analogy I made. If you read that like a music lover listens to jazz, so it's kind of like letting it soak over you. Just keep reading, and it will make sense. I think that's the thing. So that was a different approach to reading, rather than like trying to read every word, and like trying to visualize everything. And it worked because I enjoyed it much more, and I really valued it. I thought it was a really good book. So yeah, that helped me to grow as a reader. The fourth prompt, new paths. What is one author you plan to try for the first time in 2025? Okay, so I'm going to cheat. There's going to be loads, but I'm going to pick 3 that are kind of linked because they all sit in the same part of my brain. But I've never read anything by them. I've got the actual books here. I've got a couple of others of some of them, so I've got more than one of these first 2. But these are kind of crime related. So I've got The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler, and I've got another Raymond Chandler one upstairs as well. So I'm going to read Raymond Chandler for the first time. I'm also going to read Dashiell Hammett for the first time. This is a series of short stories, The Big Knockover and other stories. I think this might be the only Dashiell Hammett one I've got, to be fair. But yeah, Dashiell Hammett. And Raymond Carver, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love. So I'm really intrigued by this one. I really hope I like this because I love the idea of it. And it's very short, so I should get to this soon, to be honest. But yeah, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love, I really want to read that. So 3 authors I will be discovering for the first time in 2025. Because I'm doing this banned books project, I will be reading my first ever Nabokov book. I've already read the first ever Ralph Ellison book, but he didn't write many anyway. And I'll be reading a few others, I think, in that project. Can't think of what they are at the minute. But those are the ones I picked for that prompt. Okay. Number 5, self-care. What is one book and or series that you revisit for comfort? So again, I'm twisting the prompt a little bit. I hope that Kevin doesn't mind. But I'm choosing an author because it's really hard for me to say there's a book I keep going back to. But there is an author I keep going back to. Is my most reread author, person I reread a lot. And I suppose as I've been recording my reading on here and on Goodreads, I've done less rereading of his stuff, but still more rereading of his stuff than anyone else. And that's Robert Sheckley. So Robert Sheckley is definitely one of my favourite authors, but he is my most reread author, and I just really enjoy reading him. I think he's got this fantastic imagination, and he's so underrated, and there's so many of his books I absolutely treasure. So I really, really love what he does, and I've got a box of his stuff in my loft, like multiple copies of loads and loads of books. There's very few books I haven't got. And I've got a couple that I keep down outside the loft, downstairs on my bookshelf. So I've got this Story of the World, which is like a best of his short stories of Robert Sheckley, which is quite a nice volume that was relatively recently released. So anyway, that's a nice collection. But also, in New Orleans, one of the books I came back with was this, The Mask of Manana, which is a huge collection of short stories, which was a lovely hardback. It was something I hadn't seen before, and because I collected stuff and I got so many of his books, I nabbed it. But it's got quite a lot of his stories. Again, it's similar books are here. Untouched by Human Hands is in here, which is a great story. And All the Things You Are, Pilgrimage to Earth, Native Problem, Language of Love, lots and lots of good stuff. Prize of Peril, that's a really good one. Prospectus Special is really good. Citizen in Space. Yeah, it's a great collection, and it's nice to have that handy if I want to grab something that's not in the loft. So yeah, Robert Sheckley is the guy that's my comfort read. Okay, number 6. Forging Ahead. What is your favourite debut book or first book in a series you read last year? Okay, so this is a book that's not, it wasn't a debut book, but it's the first time I'd read this author, and it really this book put him on the map. So he had he had written a few things beforehand, but this was a big deal when it came out. So I'm talking about TJ Klune and The House in the Cerulean Sea. So that was read last year. I enjoyed it, and it was nice talking to Joe from BookBuds about it, because he absolutely loves it. And I will probably read something else by him as well. I won't be like chomping at the bit to read something, because I didn't love it, but I liked it. So I will read something else by him. Okay, number 7, goals. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? I have got tons. So the 2 main ones is this book club that I've created that I really hope goes well, and I've got to really think about how to do that to make sure it gets the right attention from me, and that it hopefully resonates with people. So that's the bi-monthly Belief and Behaviour Book Club, where we'll be reading 6 books, each book over 2 months. So by the end of the year, we've read 6 books, and they're all about the way we behave and the way we think. So the first book, the January and February book, is The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat by Dr. Oliver Sacks. Neuroscience book, and there'll be a live stream when I talk about that book, hopefully with some other people on screen, in the beginning of March. And then there'll be another one following that will hopefully be a live stream after that, and that kind of thing. We'll see how it goes. So I really hope that works, because I've never done anything like that before in my life. So there's that one. And I want to keep going with this Ray Bradbury deep dive, which has been on a bit of a hold because I've been reading so many other things, and I need to get that back, get that going, get that back on the track. Get back on the horse on that one and all those idioms, because, you know, I love Ray Bradbury so much, and it was really nice what I've done so far with that project, and I've got to keep it going. Okay, but I've got loads of other goals as well. I want to stay faithful to the Historathon as well as a co-host. I've got to do good stuff with that. So I've got a few things lined up, which you'll see soon. But yeah, there's that as well. Number 8, breaking walls. Do you have a non-book related goal for 2025 you wish to share? Yeah, I don't mind sharing the non-book goals. I'll mention 2 in particular. I'm gonna do it. To be fair, I'm gonna do a separate video about my writing goals, because that might warrant a different response. Some different comments. But I am going to do a separate one on that, kind of inspired by Margaret Pinyard, who did a video recently about that. So I'm going to do a separate one on that front. But I have got a couple of other non-book related goals. One of them is that I want to commit to 2 hours of drum practice every week. 2 hours of drum practice, which means committing to doing some when I first get to work. There's normally a gap between when I get to work and when I first start teaching, and I should play drums when I get there, get a cup of tea, drink a cup of tea, and then get on the drum kit. I should do that every day. And then I do tend to drum a little bit in some of the lessons when there's a drummer missing, and I go, I'll do it, and that sort of stuff. But if I'm practicing, it's different, because I can practice certain techniques and certain things I need to improve on. So I want to do that. So far, that's not been too bad, actually. I have been keeping that going, but that's a thing for the whole year. So I want to do that. And the other goal, which is really coming to fruition now, there's a plan in March for our next recording, which should be one of the last recordings. We might only need one more after that. And that's to finish the album, to finish the new album. So Bemis are releasing an album this year for definite. We've been doing it for 2 years. And we're nearly there. So just a couple of tracks to record, and then it'll be just getting it mixed and mastered and getting the cover done and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Our 10th release, and possibly our last release for a while. I don't know. I said that last time, but I don't know. It's so expensive. Costs about $4,000 in all to do a really basic album, as far as not going to any posh studios, but going to just a good standard studio. So it can cost quite a lot, but we'll see. But anyway, that's that's coming out this year, which would be cool. So there we are. So that's the 8th one. And then the 9th prompt is to tag other people. Well, Pat tagged tons of people on her version of this tag. It was a huge list of people that she tagged. So I'm going to list the people that I've met in person, because I think they may not have been tagged by Pat. Probably Aaron read a book, probably was, but some of the people that I meet in London probably weren't. So I'm going to do those. And if I can see anybody else that wasn't tagged from Pat, I might put that in there as well. But I'll put them in the description. So it's not as much fun not naming them in the video, but that's going to take me a while to work out who to tag. So I'm just going to tag, I don't know, half a dozen people or something. And because I'm really enjoying his challenge this year, the Ben Read Good challenge, I'm going to tag him as well. So I'm going to tag Ben anyway. So, this is quite a long video, longer than I thought it would be. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment below on some of those books I talked about and some of the plans, and let me know your plans for the year. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay curious.
Paint me a picture